Guys. Yeah, we are in and we did a little test and we ran into technical problems. But yeah, so we're in and back. So here with me, as usual, is Jerry. Jerry, what's up, man?
Good. Hello, everyone. It's great to be back on a Sunday evening like this. We hope everyone is having a good weekend. We're here to disturb your live stream again with some interesting topics and engage you. So we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, so Jerry, today, what are you doing, man?
Well, like every day, you know
It's
how it is.
Sunday. Hope you're chilling like you're resting.
I think it's always good to take out some time out. So yes, I am resting, even though I still have a couple of prepping before tomorrow. You know how Mondays are always a busy day, so yeah.
I,
You-
I really think it's super important, right? After all the whole, you work so hard for the week. I think it's so important to really rest. This is Sunday.
and it's always important.
Sometimes it's kind of difficult knowing that you have lots of project you're doing and all that to rest, right? But it's really important to rest. Yeah, I think you should try that. It's helpful. Uh, it's helpful to rest.
It's always, yeah, it's very important. Not even a day,
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly.
So
I think
it's
hear me
been
with
it's been
thoughts.
a great it's been a great week for me. I had loads of things I was doing this week, and yeah, I achieved a lot. I think I achieved almost all my targets. Yeah, so it's been good. So today we just going to hit what we're doing, and talk about a couple of things. It's our usual chit chat, just having fun chatting, and we have Adeyemi here. Adeyemi said he won't be talking much. He just want to be the listener, by the side. But if he may want to join discussion, and Jerry here and myself, Chijioke David, and we just want to, as usual, talk about a couple of things today. And so today we'll be talking about passion and money, right, Jerry?
Yeah.
So, following money or following passion in your startup. So, which of this is important, and what best way should we go about it. So we'll talk about it from different perspective. Follow money, or you follow your passion. Why starting a business or a startup. And so we're going to talk about it from our perspective, and just a chart. This is just a chart as usual. Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah. I think we should welcome Ade. He hasn't introduced himself. Let everybody here who is Ade, and maybe just a quick introduction. Hi, Ade. It's nice meeting you. Can you hear us?
I don't think so. If he can, he will let us know. I think he want to be an observer today, and if he want to, come in to join, he will. He will have the floor. So I don't think he want to join the conversation today. But however, so all right. So let's go ahead. So there is the what's your perspective to this, all right? So how what's your thought to the when starting a business or a startup, should you follow, what should be your motivating factor? Should it be money, or should it be passion? What do you think?
Wow, that's a very interesting topic. I mean, when we decided to talk about this, I was really happy because it's a very important discussion to have, and maybe sharing our own experience can also just kind of like help people have a better understanding about this. Yes, should you follow money or should you follow passion, right? What for me, what I would say is that from my own point of view, it's the truth of the matter. I feel like, if I mean, both are very important, right? They come in hand in hand. Passion and money are all very
And money.
important. Starting a business, right? Like starting a business, you need both your passion and your money because they both go hand in hand. But I think the mindset is what really matters. If you're starting a business or a startup, and the first thing that is on your mind is the money, then you need to have a rethink because it's not something that building a company is not something that is easy, right? And you realize very quickly that if your motivation at first is the money, then you won't be able to stay long in it because it will challenge you. It will challenge every aspect of what you know. And once that passion is not there, the willpower to keep on going, it's not going to be there for you anymore. Like you're just going to have to drop out. So if the motivation is really just the money, then maybe that's the wrong way to look at it. What I would say is like people should look at it from how do I create value, because value always translates into money, right? Yes, you need money to get some places, but once you concentrate on the real thing is this business that I'm starting, is it solving a problem? Is there a need in the market for it, right? Then you're already on the right track to how money comes in. But if the motivation is the other way around, I'm starting this to make money, then you have another thing coming because without the passion, honestly, it's going to be very
Now,
hard.
but still, I think that um, also, I agree with everything you say totally. Money still plays an important role in this.
Very.
Money, I think I see it from this way, right?
Mhm.
When if you're, it depends on on what you're doing and what you want to do.
Yeah.
I think that money can be a big motivating factor, right? The only challenge on it is that if it's not working, you run out of steam and you are out, right? Because money is the motivation. So if you're not getting the money, you are demotivated and you are out. So
Mhm.
that is the challenge with money. But money works good when, if money is the motivation, you start building a scale, your product start picking up, you start making money. You see, it's you just you pick up and you begin to, it becomes a motivation, right?
Mhm.
So the passion, it's super important. I mean, I will personally still really talk about it more, later. But I just want to also emphasize on the money part. Money is a huge motivation. The only thing is that it's short-lived if you're not getting result. If you're
True.
getting result, for instance, you start making money
Mhm.
immediately. You start scaling. Even if you're not making profit, right? But I mean, you have users, you have people that are buying your product, paying for your product, and all those stuff. It keeps you motivated, and the thing is, what makes, can you leave the bed in the morning, to keep it going? So money can be a source of motivation, yes, but the only thing is short-lived. If you're not making that money, becomes a problem. Yeah, so that's my take on that.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, CJ. But so the thing is, like I'll go back again. Like the motivation, yes, can be money, but in the context of building a startup, right? There's always going to be that time where the passion is has to be your driver first before the money, because you have those moments where the money is not going to come in. We have businesses that we're both familiar with, that the company strategy was not built on making money, right? Some of the biggest companies we know didn't make money for a long, well, didn't were not profitable. Let me use that word, right?
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
beginning, the driving force for building a company, for you to wake up and say you want to start a company, it has to come from a place of something that you're passionate about. It has to come from
Okay. So let's
a
look at,
problem.
so Jerry, let's look at different things, different reasons why people start their business or their startup.
Well, I mean that's a topic for another day if we're going to drive it. If we're going
No,
to,
no, because why
we
why
can't even answer that for everybody. We can't answer that for everybody. For ourselves, we can answer it from the point of view of our own businesses. You know, what made us passionate about solving the problem that we're solving today, right? What is because for me, it's because I saw that there was a problem, and it wasn't because I knew that I was the only person that could solve the problem, but it's because I knew I had a certain set of skill that I could apply to this problem that could be of value.
Mm.
So first of all, I'd already built that passion to say I want to do this. Then I knew that the next thing was the factor in how to get there is how do I get the money, the initial capital needed to take this business to another level, right? So that was when money came in, which is another very important thing. Yes, you are very right. Like at some point in time, like when you're not making that money, you're going to feel very frustrated.
Yeah.
You feel frustrated because if the money was your main driver, then the frustration will just turn into you quitting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But there's also such a thing as building, being consistent and building a track record of what you're doing. Because sometimes it might not look like the money is going to come, but when with the consistency, you know,
And what gives you that consistency?
patience and that passion would allow you to, then hit that money again.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of like what I
Okay.
feel like, they're both important really, but how relate to it
So
really what
I
matters.
I think I think that, so I've had these two experiences, right? So I've built two startups that failed, right?
Yeah.
And the third one succeeded. I sold the third one. The two of them that failed, I saw a problem to solve, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
doing a taxi business. My very first business was a taxi company. So I was doing a taxi business and I wanted to scale it. And I saw the opportunity before Uber came to Nigeria, before all this, it was easy taxi there in Nigeria. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to, run a taxi firm just to, because I believe in technology and all the stuff. So
Yeah.
I had no passion about it. I was doing that business because I wanted to make money, right? In fact, it was a good business for me, taking care of me and all the stuff. We were able to buy loads of cars, and I wanted to use taxi technology to scale it, right? And I did it, and the business worked to a level, but we raised cash and we ran out of money, and the technology part collapsed while the usual one I've been doing continued, right? And
Mm-hmm.
of course, I later left the business and all the stuff. Now I've entered into another business which I later sold, which was fashion, and I mean you also knew about it, and it grew to a level and grew so well, and I sold the business.
Mm-hmm.
Then my I now did another business, which is the manufacturing, which is become my main business now. Rather, before I started Average, which we made a couple of cash and we still run the business. It's still going now. This business wasn't out of passion, right? It was out of finding a solution, finding a problem we were solving. So
Mm-hmm.
we're solving the problem for customers, in the US and in Europe, and we're supplying them with a particular goods and services that were manufactured in China, and we're making money, and it's cool, right? Now, but we're making money. I'm happy. I'm okay. From there, I got money where I now invested in my passion. Okay,
Okay.
so the passion side, it's now this is I think that if you're young, if you're in your 20s, you can test a lot of things. You can test things because you love technology. You can test things because it's cool. Okay, for instance, NFTs, crypto, a lot of things. People can just test things, right? Because it's the coolest thing what you're doing. Just want to do it. Now, But when you begin to get to if you are lucky, you actually start working on what you love and what you're passionate about from the get go.
Mhm.
Some people are not that lucky. I wasn't that lucky. I didn't start from there. So it was only now, after I've succeeded in my main business, pulled cash, now move into a business where I'm passionate about now, which I'm building. So I think that the difference between the two
Mhm.
is that if you are doing something you're not passionate about, remember, you can be passionate about it it can be that you love the technology. It can be that you can just love something about it, right? Or you
Mhm.
just like to use technology to solve a problem. Maybe that's what your passion is. It may not even be the problem itself that you're passionate about. But if you want to now build something that you are going to really be happy doing, I think that is where passion comes in, and is really important, because if I think that passion is also overflowed, because there are a lot of things that you're passionate about, a lot of things that you love that will not give you money. Are you going to be doing that?
That's very true.
So, and there are a lot of things that you love to do that doesn't really solve much problems, right?
Mhm.
So if you say look at your passion and look at what you love, you have to look at, is this solving a problem, and is this solving a problem at scale?
Mhm.
So I think we have to look at that's my perspective to it though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting way to put it. But and I think I can totally understand how that that dynamic for you came, as in just happened the way it happened. Uh, the thing about it that we also need to understand something, right? There are people that obviously, before they got into building a company, they knew that money was very important, so they either had to save a lot, you know, which is, you know, worked for someone else, was part of a corporate organization. They always have that thing, always had that thing, that they were passionate about, but they knew that, they had to work, save up money before they pursue that passion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that did stuff like that. But then there are also people that they didn't have any savings, they didn't have this, and they just had a passion, and they had know-how to solve a problem,
Yeah.
and they did it. But you see, the thing is, even with the people that saved up money, right, to now pursue their passion, at the end of the day, so I'm going to give a scenario. Say you work in a bank for a long time, and then you save up a lot of money, and then you've always had this nice idea that you wanted to pursue. By the time you now decide, okay, now I want to follow my passion, I have enough money to you know build this business, and then you now leave what you're doing to start building that business.
Yeah.
The thing you need to know is that just because you've acquired money to start building that business doesn't mean that that business is going to succeed.
Yeah. True.
It might end up failing as well, and you might end up just pushing your money down the drain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if your motivation was the money
Hmm.
in building that business, then that's already a wrong mindset that you've gone into building that business with.
I agree.
But if it's the passion that you have, because now you're coming from a place where I've saved up a lot of money,
Yeah.
is that passion that would give you, you know, the strength to just keep going at it. Because it doesn't mean, just because it failed at some point, it doesn't mean that you it's maybe entirely a failure.
Yeah.
But if you see it from that point of view, that just because it's not making money, it means it has failed, then you're not even going to get the chance to really, take the business to the point where tomorrow it might become the next big thing.
Yeah.
So I think the mindset also matters,
Yeah.
right? The mindset also matters. Money is very important. Money is the enabler. You can, like you said again, you can be passionate about something, but at the end of the day, when the money doesn't come for you to grow what you're passionate about, it would fail as well. But so it also goes, like, the same way. If you start with the idea that you're chasing money, it's also going to fail. And
Yeah.
when you're using money and it fails, it's just going to fail and you're just going to like drop it and go. But when you're passionate about it, is that you have this unique sense of approach about why you know you're the only person that sees this thing this way. People like, I mean, if you watched the story of Steve Jobs, and there were a point in time where they had to just keep going and going. Investors were doing
Nobody believed in them. They thought they were
nobody
crazy.
believed in them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So if the motivation at that point in time for him was
It's
that
money, they
he
will
was
just quit.
a successful company and he was going to be so rich,
Mm.
and then that didn't happen at that time, he would have dropped.
Yeah.
But the motivation was because he knew he had something unique that needed to be out there.
Yeah.
Today, the company is worth trillions. He's not even here to really, see the amount of success that the company has become.
Yeah.
But it was that passion and drive that he had that allowed him to keep going. So they are all important, really. They're all
So
very.
I think so, Jery. So there is one question, that always when I'm evaluating what I want to do, especially what I want to do, for a long time, and what I want to leave as a legacy, and to know if is really this is where I'm supposed to be. One thing, the question is always, will you be doing what you're doing now if you're not paid for it?
Would I be doing what I'm doing now if I'm not paid for it?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. For a very long time, I have, if the motivation for what I'm doing now, it's the money, I would have dropped it a long time ago. That's the honest truth. But it's because I always told myself something like, if I wake up one day and I look at this industry that I'm in and this problem that I'm solving, and I can't figure out what is the next big thing I can do to contribute, I will drop it that day. The reason why I still do what I do is because every time I wake up, I see different possible ways of executing the same idea. And I see it as something that when I look at it, when I approach it, it's, and I look at what is existing within the industry, there's always that mentality of something that is a step ahead of what is already happening. So is it paying me as much as I want it to pay me? Not yet. Right? Because when we talk about like as much as I want to pay, because my ambition for money could be, I want to become, I'm going to become a billionaire. Am I a billionaire yet? Not yet. But do I know that the problem I'm solving and how I'm approaching that problem, it's going to be a game changer for the industry, and it's going to impact the industry in ways that even it's going to be bigger than me? Yes. And that is why I keep doing it. That is why I keep doing it. And to the point where I know that it's not even an option to just to fail anymore. Because then what now? Do you understand? Like, so it's really the reason why I still do what I do. Yes, I have enjoyed, the perks that comes with, the money that comes with it, and is an enabler. For every time I'm able to, raise fund, it enables me to do more. And I know that the more I can do, the more impact I can make, that I can reach. And I also know that money, it's also very important to make that happen. But if I'm not passionate about it, I wouldn't wake up tomorrow and keep on doing it. I would have looked elsewhere a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And said, okay, no, see, this thing is not making me money. It's not doing this, it's not doing that. And then I'll just drop it and move. Because my motive for building what I'm building today didn't start because, I want to use it to make money, or I just want to be able to impact that.
And the thing, Jery, about what you're building is that, it's a huge problem in the country. I mean, power grid is collapsing every day, I think I saw a news flash that says that the power grid collapsed in, I think there's the total darkness in, I think, Abuja, Lagos, or Kano or so. So I think your problem you're solving is a huge one.
It is a huge one, and it's always it can also be scary because of how things are going, but it also presents a lot of opportunity. And with the way things are going, there's there can only be an upside to the way we see our solution being a problem solver for that industry. So, like I said again, if I don't see that I have anything to offer, I wouldn't be doing it again. I would drop it this very minute and just move on to the next things. I'm good at a lot of things, but this one I know that unless it gets to the point where I can see that this problem is being solved and is being solved the right way, then I feel like I still have a role to play.
So so the answer is yes. You will be doing what you're doing even if you're not paid for it.
I will be doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to get paid for it.
Yeah, I know you're trying to get paid for the yes, but so that's where because there comes a time in every startup, in every business, when you're not getting paid for it, actually, right?
Yep.
There is a time that you have to dug in and build deep. There's a time you have to work so hard. It's only a fraction of businesses that when they launch, they just launch and boom, they scale, right? But probably 88% of businesses will have to work so hard, work months without any salaries, without even having a lot of customers, just have few customers. So why would you wake up in the morning? Why would you go to bed thinking about your business? You woke up in the morning thinking about your business, go all day doing everything you're gonna do to make it work. And when you're going to bed at night, especially when you're starting, you there hasn't really been no difference yet. I mean, you have not made money. Maybe 4 months, 5 months down the line, you're just beginning to get little customers coming and go on. What will keep you to stay? So, for you to stay on it and keep doing it and keep pushing it, it has to really be love for something. It has to really be passion has a long way, to play. I think that one of the difference between a business. So I've seen businesses that have raised millions, right? Millions, and within 2 years, 1 year, they run out of steam and it's gone. The business collapse is gone. And what passion does for you, it keeps you keep building, keep solving problem, because remember, you found a problem, you located a problem that you're passionate about to solve, and you have the skill set to solve. You begin to solve those problems, and you've seen solutions, you can solve this problem, and you keep solving them. It's just what we're doing in RH. We've seen a problem, and we're solving those problems. It's taking time for us to solve them, but we're solving them gradually. We're making impact. One of the exciting moments for us, for me, also, last week, one of our, I was talking to the team, and one of our customers, they started working with us, about a year and a half ago. When she started working with us, she just had a small kiosk where she's selling food, right? Right now, she rented a new place where she's selling, she's now selling food at a bigger rate and doing the food distribution to companies. And she now added 4 rooms into her space. Last year we funded those. We gave her some money for her to furnish those things. Now she has a mini hotel. right? So, so where it was exciting when I heard that story as well, because I met that lady, I know her very well, when she just started, and she, this is where you are, this is where she is now. So what we're doing, my passion, is to see lots of people. We want to push people out of poverty line. We want to see businesses grow. We want to see businesses succeed. That is what we're doing. We're doing in outreach. So, when we started, I put lots of money into it. We put a lot of money into it, our own personal money. We used to do a lot of things for ourselves, right? But for me, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, unless anything comes up. But it has to still be within the same area. It's what I'm going to do for a very, very long time. Even if maybe I'm no longer, the CEO of the company today, it's part of things I'm going to do for a long time. So I think that passion plays a big part of what we're plays a big part in whatever thing you're building, and it's going to help a lot. It's going to help you on growth, and going to help you on consistency and persistency when things seem not to be working well. Yeah, Jery.
I mean, you said something about when you started, you build businesses that would make you money to the point where now you're building something that you're passionate about. So my question to you now is, if today this business that you're passionate about stops making you money, what would you do? Would you still be doing it?
I'm thinking and studying social business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so capitalism is great. To be the richest man in the world is beautiful. And which is why the richest men in the world today have also understood that after you become the richest man in the world and you're not making impact, it becomes vain. All the money becomes nothing to you.
Yeah.
So they keep running from project to project, from project to project, until they get to this place. They know that project does not fulfill you anymore. Just like Bill Gates, Rockefeller, all of them.
Yeah.
What makes lasting impact is how many persons' lives have you touched. When you're exiting this life, I think that, just like, I don't know if you have ever been in a point of an accident, a point of dying. What is important to you? You don't remember how much you have in the bank. You don't remember. What you're thinking about is, one, your family. Two, what have I done in this life?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but these are the most important thing in life, but we don't think about them. We think about the last one, which is making money. Making money is good, right? And so, to answer your question, if the business, so I'm not thinking right now, I'm thinking from social business point of view. I'm thinking from the point of view where social business is no longer capitalism, where the business is making money, making profit, and we're putting the money made from the business back to the business. That is the future. That is how we can change. That's how I can change Nigeria. That's how I can change the world. It's not just amassing wealth for yourself. It's now for touching life. How many persons are you touching? How many persons have you removed from poverty and transit them either to living above poverty, transit them to starting small business they are doing, transit them those small businesses to a bigger business and bigger business. So people keep growing. So that is what I want. That's what I want to leave out as legacy. Not about how much I've made. At the end of the day, we'll make money from it, right? But it's about the impact made. So if it happens that we don't make money from it, but we will keep making impact, that means that that's why I talked about before, I have my first business that's making good enough money that if I'm putting it back into the other one and using it to just impact life and and do what we're doing now, that's good enough for me. But I know that the structure we're building is going to be sustainable. It's already sustainable. Sustaining itself, is running by itself and funding itself and funding its own growth. Okay, but yeah. So if I'm to do this without being paid, yes, I will do it, and I'll do it gladly. Yeah.
Okay. going back to our topic now, and I think we're almost in our closing time. Going back to our topic now, what would you advise our audience today? Because the topic says, do you follow passion or do you follow money? And looking at your own experience and everything you've said um, regarding this, what would be your advice to the audience or to you know people out there that want to start their own companies or their own businesses?
So I would say look for an area where you look for a problem. Look for a problem that you're passionate about.
Mm,
It's easier. It's easier for you where if you find a problem you're passionate about and you bring solution to that problem and you
mm,
begin to solve them, it's easier for you. It keeps you going. You wake up in the morning. You don't feel like you're doing you because this is no longer once you start your own business. It's no longer 9 to 6.
mhm.
It's now it's 18 hours per day. Do you
Yeah.
want to do what you don't love doing for 18 hours, for 16 hours per day?
Mm,
No, certainly no. You don't want to.
yeah.
So if you can start something that you find a solution, a problem that you're passionate about, and build solution around it, it's easier for you to scale, it's easier for you to do, and it's going to also bring joy and happiness, for you doing it. So that's my last take on it.
Mm, okay.
And you, Jerry.
Um, I think I agree with most of your points, really, because like I said again, when for anyone out there when starting a business, you know, it's something that you have to really, really look deep within, especially when you're trying to start a startup company. You have to look deep within and look at how much of this am I really ready for, right? How much of this am I really ready for? Because it's going to challenge everything you know. It's really going to challenge everything you know. So it's best to just look inward. Look inward. Make sure you have the best support system around you. Ask for advice. Listen to people. Read books that would prepare your mind for these things. Because the worst thing you want to do for yourself is just jump into this thing without, because it's the thing about how the world evolves is that the more information we have, the more it should be easier for the next generation to be able to approach things,
Mm,
right? That's how I see it. Maybe the first human beings on earth didn't have the privilege of some kind of information or experience to learn from other people. But now we do. We have information everywhere.
yeah.
There are books out there that would prep your mind, that would really groom you as to the kind of person that you need to be and what is important. That is what we need to invest our time in doing. That is what I would advise anybody out there who wants to start a business, who wants to pursue a dream, who wants to pursue a passion to do. Because the more you prep yourself on that, the you know the better. Because as you go, it's not that even with all the preparation, it's not that you're not going to face challenges. But what that would have, the opportunity you would have gotten from learning is that the more I can put into this, the more consistent I am, the more I'm going to see result. The more I focus on value, the more I'm going to see result. So that would basically just be my advice to people. Like, yes, money is very important, you know, for these things. But when you want to start, you have to prepare yourself because it's not easy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to challenge everything you know. So yeah,
Yeah, Jerry, you've said it all, and it's great, always great chatting with you on Sunday evenings.
yeah,
So,
sure. I enjoy
and
doing this now.
thanks
I'm
to
getting the hang of it.
and thanks to everyone that joined and everyone that watched within the week. It's Jerry and David here. We're here every Sunday evening talking about something
We'll
about
try to be
startup
here every Sunday evening as much as
business. Yeah, Sunday evenings. So, guys, let's have a great week and a successful and great week ahead.
Sure.
Jery.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you again in another episode. And if you have any topic you would want us to discuss about, please feel free to drop it because this video is going to be on LinkedIn for people to watch. So if you have any topic or any concerns or something you think you want to share with us, we would be happy to answer. So yeah, have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Ciao.